Good afternoon, those who are joining me. I am setting up my first time doing this live on here and just trying to figure out the Good afternoon, those who are joining me. Let's see. I am setting up my first time doing this live on here and just trying to figure out the Good afternoon, those who are joining me. All right, so we had a little bit of feedback, so I know it's live on YouTube, and that's why I wanted to go first for the lunch and learn. So I think that'll be the best place to put it, and then until we are able to do more, because I wanted to probably do it YouTube and LinkedIn, but we're just getting started. Was waiting for more people to join in, but it's okay. Having that conversation, I might have it myself. I wonder if I should do like a double live where I'm talking on Instagram too for lunch and learn and stuff like that too. But I know YouTube is the one that I will keep up, right? So yeah, and I know we're still live on YouTube. So let's go ahead. I probably will do that. Let's see. It would be a kind of little awkward kind of setting. We're just going live on Instagram, and I'm trying to figure out, do I go live on Instagram using my personal profile, my branding profile, or my business profile? But it's under the business, so we'll see how we go with that. I'll probably just do it under my business profile and see. So today we're just talking, let's get a moment. Today, I sent out the Zoom link a little bit late for those who want to come on the Zoom. We're just talking today about goal setting and networking in the military community. So I'll go live on my Instagram too and see if it will work. So we'll see. Going live, doing the lunch and learn. Hey guys, on Instagram, on YouTube, I'm trying to make it where I am not too I'm looking at the whole thing. So you're joining us for our lunch and learn with me, and my name is Marline Paul, and the purpose of this is, for my military spouse connect group, is to provide a area where military spouses, entrepreneurs can get resources, have their questions answered, and be able to learn from it. So today I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, because today we're just going to focus on goal setting and networking. So I'm trying to be able to see both ends of it. I've been a military spouse. Well, my son is 8 now, so for 6.5 years, and I hope you guys can hear me. I have no idea, but I think it was recording. I've been a military spouse for 6.5 years, and I am known as a resource queen in some area, because as a teacher for 17 years, I have a bank of resources that, are at my disposal. So this morning I want to spend some time sharing with military spouses resources that would be beneficial for them. So if you are on and you can share this. I'm probably gonna, and just connect with us. And just learn about what's going on in the military community. So did you know that the military spouses are like in the military community, that military spouses are most likely to be unemployed because of the move. Some people do not hire them because we're always on the move or other instability. So the unemployment rate right now in the military community is at 33%, the underemployment and unemployment rate. So it's a very high number. And one of my goals as a business coach and business consultant is to focus on advocacy on that, advocacy and teaching military spouses how entrepreneurship can be a portable option for them, right? So this month we have 2 lunch and learns, and in this today, we're going to be talking more of goal setting. And the next one, we'll be talking more about networking and how that will help you as a military spouse to figure out what direction you want to go as a business owner, as you seek direction on where you want to go. So this is more, I'm going to be talking more about military community, but if you are an entrepreneur and you are also thinking about this would be a good thing to do for you guys to keep in mind and do as you are in that season of, figuring out what to do. So January, people already set their goals and, want to apply the goals, or you spend the time setting your goals in December for this year. I usually start my goal setting process in August, just figuring, okay, what do I want to do for next year and how do I want to close the quarter? So it's like when I'm planning my goal for the last quarter, I also plan my goal, okay, what are some things I want to do this year? So this year, I want to focus on 3 things. Oh, it's 3 major things. That's my 3 big rocks. My first big rocks is education, mentorship, and military advocacy. And under that, I have different things that goes on that. So what you will see, like in a couple of weeks, there'll be a little revamp on my website where it's more focused on that. But when I talk about goal setting, I have a master's in divinity, so most of my direction when I'm doing my goal setting begins with my higher source, God, because I know that He is the one that makes my path straight. So this morning I woke up and the scripture was on, I think, Jeremiah, for I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, and it was like going on that. And a lot of people who are in the faith community, they focus on that. But for me, it begins with, okay, how do I work on myself personally so I can get a download of what I need to do for my business, right? So I'm trying to make sure I go over all the topics that I want to talk about. So for the training. So there's a lot of things that you are able to work on as a military community that you want to do. So I want to make sure that everybody who's supposed to be on is on. And if they're not, they can watch the live afterwards. Let's do this really quickly. I'm going to share this really quickly. Today's National Trivia Day. So it's just like, I'm just looking at different things. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are looking, where did I put it? Okay, it's okay. So the first thing you want to know is focus on goal setting. So how are you setting your goals? All right. So I don't want to take too long. So how are we setting our goals? So the first thing is we have to make a plan. Okay, and that begins with reflecting about last year. So I want you to begin with reflecting as a entrepreneur, a military spouse. What are some things that you did last year that went well? What are some things that didn't go well? If last year was a hard year for you, that would be a good time to say, okay, how can I learn from that. So what's a major lesson? So you can ask yourself those questions. What are some major lessons that you learned last year? And that way, so when you learn a lesson, take how can you move forward from that? So that reflection component comes really key. For me, I look at that whole thing and say, okay, what went well? What am I telling about? You did a skills inventory of, okay, what do I know? What can I do? What are my options? And you start writing those things down. And also, when you start reflecting to, okay, how that year went, how do you want this year to go? I am a big believer and a big proponent of speaking what you want to see. That's affirmation of speaking life over everything. So I find, people have their word. I usually write my vision board as if it's already have occurred. So right now I'm on my first, I can't see but I post up a couple of things on my whiteboard of what my vision is for this. I probably put bullet points over that. So now when I go back and modify them, I'm going to write them in the affirmative of, okay, I have done this and this and this. I have done this and this and this. But then I put a timeline on it. You go from one thing. So you have your big goals, your big rocks, and then you want to break them up into smaller bits, pieces. So as a military spouse, there are many things you can do as a military spouse that that is portable. Entrepreneurship is a portable option. There's a lot of support, but it first begins with setting the goal. Okay, what do you want to do? So it might be, I want to learn more. I want to find trainings and workshops and webinars that will build my skills so I can make sure that I'm starting off on the right path. It could be that you want to learn how to structure your business correctly, and you make sure that, okay, what are trainings and tools that can do that? I have a business structure checklist. It's free. I will put it down in the comments. It's on my website, but I'll put it on in the comments on YouTube, just for you to click on it. It's a free checklist. Go step by step, and I put it in 3 phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Maybe next month we will talk about those phases. And you just have to make that plan. Once you make that plan, you choose the words that represent your year. So and what you want it to be feel, what do you want to feel? I have major things that for me, I want to have is a year of collaboration for me. It's a year of happiness for me. And it's a year of me propelling forward in what God has called me to. So I need to probably find a word that, I don't know if propel is the word I want to use, but I want to step forward in it. I'm still working on that last word, but I have those 3 major words for the year that that I'm focusing on. And then you put it where you can see it. When I put my vision up where I can see it, I'm able to move forward. Now, if you're stuck in just writing this down, one exercise I usually do with people in my nonprofit community when we do vision board exercising is that I give them we do reflection activity. So we first write our obituary and say, okay, what do you want to be said if you were you were able to accomplish everything you had desire in your life, and you died yesterday, what would be said about you? What would you have? And there was no limits. You were able to accomplish all the heart desire that you have. And what would you want to say? And that first exercise, you write that letter to yourself, write your obituary, what people would be saying about you when you die. And then you are able to take that letter and start seeing, okay, what do I need to do, to have that, make that a reality? So I would put 7 minutes on a timer or 10 minutes on a timer and tell you to write a bullet point of everything that you would want to do if you had no limits. Don't ask the how, don't ask the why, when, don't ask the how much it costs. Just write it down. And that pressure of writing it down in 7 minutes, as much as you can. I always challenge people to write, at least more than 12 or 20, as much as you can. I know they say, write down 100 things that you want to do. Like if you had no limit that you would do, that's a lot to do on 100 things. So, but if you can, that would be good. I would challenge you to do this 2023 to write down 23 things that if you had no limits that you would have done, that you would do if you had, without any problem. Said I'm a lot, yeah. So once you finish doing that, you're writing that down, writing what you want. You start you go back at that list and say, okay, what are some things that I can work on, that in the next, that will probably take 1 year or 12 months or 5 years. And I'll start putting a 1 and a 5 next to each of those items. And then when I look at that one, when I go back to the list again and choose all the ones, I look at those ones and say, which ones do I want to focus on this year? So you could focus on 4, because 1 per quarter. You can focus on 12, 1 per month of what you can do. And then now you have your list of things that you can try to accomplish for that year, right? What you would try to accomplish for that year. And then now you're able to go and make SMART goals for those. So you will go in and you will be able to break down those goals into those SMART goals, into talk SMART goals that's specific. So you want to be as specific as possible. That is measurable. So you give yourself a time limit of, okay, a time. So if you know that I want to lose 50 pounds in 10 months. So, then you bring down, so when you can go break it down even more. So, that will be like 5 pounds a month. And then you can break it down by weeks and you can know, okay, how to get that. So you are able to make manageable checklists based on that. And then you want to make sure it's attainable, say, I'm going to lose 100 pounds or I'm going to make $1 million. You don't want to set it's not possible. It is possible, but you want to set realistic expectation that is attainable, so you don't get discouraged, that you're not making progress. You want to make progress towards it. And usually my goals are between 12 to 18 months, because we usually say we start in January, but by the time it's like usually by the time it ramps up, you need a little bit more, and that 18-month window usually help. And once you finish doing that, you're writing realistic goals, make sure it's real, and you put a time limit to it to make sure if it's attainable. Realistic means that it doesn't rely on anybody else. It doesn't depend on anybody else. Say, yeah, I'm going to make my husband love me. That is realistic, is like, that's dependent on him. You need to find someone that's dependent on you. It's not tied to someone else's processes that you're not able to do it. So you do what you can for you, what's within your realm of control. And then you're going to be working on doing we have the whole control, we have that part right there. And now you're finding images or things that represent those specific categories that you are working on, right? So once you do that, so you're writing down, so what's your focus? I'm going to focus on this. And you can see that as you look at all that you wrote down, you can see what your main focus is. You can see what your main theme is. Find quotes that motivate you to stay forward in that direction. And then you continue to do what you are called to do, right? So goal setting is one thing. So now once you have that goal set down, you want to find someone to hold you accountable. So when I first started doing this, I put my goal in our bedroom and my husband was able to see it. So when he comes in, he's able to say, okay, he's able to see what is on my vision board, and he's like, hey, we're working on, are you working on that? I'm able to see it. I'm putting it for other people to see also, because once you put it out there, people will see what you're doing. So you want to be able to hold people. We want to be able to show it out so you can hold people, people can hold you accountable, maybe even find an accountability partner, accountability group, people that you can trust with your vision that will push your vision forward, right? You want to do things like that. This is a good position. So you want to do things, so you want to have accountability partner or partners that will propel you in that direction. Yep. So that's part of the goal setting part you want to put. And once you have that, you figure out, how do you plan to execute that, those things. So you take one and say, okay, what is my plan? What is my roadmap for doing that? And you would create a roadmap for doing that. And it's sometimes hard because sometimes we can't sit still enough to write it down, but there are tools and available to write down. Once you have it, I've been using those AI softwares to create my outlines of what I want to do, what I want to talk about. It gives me a direction, and I add on to it what is missing into that section, so I'm able to communicate my thoughts even more, right? So let me try and see. I was going even today when I was thinking about what we're going to talk about, one of those things is that goal setting is very important. So, and I said, okay, I can talk about that. So you want to write it down, stay motivated, so you can stay motivated throughout the year and create a clear and pathway that will be that you can follow. So one thing that the MilConnect group, we have, we do lunch and learn, and you're learning stuff, and I give the space to ask questions, and I provide this training for those who are in the military community. Some of these trainings also are very applicable for those who are on the entrepreneurship field, because right now a lot of entrepreneurs, they're writing down their goals, or they already have their goal and they're working towards their goals. Now, practical things that you can do to do it. So once you have your goals and once you have everything written down, you have your accountability partner, if you want to do a fancy vision board, you can, or you can simply use Pinterest. I use also Post-it notes. I think you can see that Post-it notes. The Post-it notes really are really a good thing, just like writing down what I'm going to do on there, and that's my big goal. I don't think y'all can see the Post-it note because my background is blurry. But those Post-it notes, I think on Instagram you're able to see it. The Post-it notes are a really great way to put it up there so you can start seeing it. I'm a visual person too, so I would take images. So my next step, I have a digital vision board that I did on Canva, and with that, I'm able to take those images and I'm able to put it on next to it, so I can attach it. So as I go throughout, I start putting it. I have, this and this. I have. So I'm going to put them more in specific sentences. I like writing my goals in specific sentences. So I first do bullet points, and then I do the sentences that are achievable. So right now, my bullet points that I think I'm spending this week doing that. My bullet points is, I want to do 23 collaborations. So, I probably, instead of saying I want to, by the end of this year, if I'm celebrating at the end of the year and I said, what have I accomplished today? I want to say I did 23 collaborations, by December 21st, because I'm hoping I get all these collaboration done by December 1st. So by December 1st, I have done 23 collaboration with powerful, inspiring entrepreneurs that will help propel my vision. So here's my words: that collaboration and propel and having that having that propel word in there. And the collaborations can be as simple as doing a Zoom live or meet up with you. And some of these are within my control. So if I know I want to do 23, I know I'm going to have to reach out to more than 23 people in order to get the collaboration, because some people will not say yes, and I have to put myself out there and be intentional. So when I see someone is asking for collaboration, I'm intentional. Say, okay, will this fit my purpose? Will this fit my business? And then I do those collaborations with her. So whether I'm on a podcast and I'm doing that collaboration right there where I'm serving them in that community and they're able to hear my story, and I'm able to hear their story and benefit them mutually. All of these things I would like to do. So yeah, and I do it, and then that can lead to other stuff. That can lead to building out your network. That so I know that one part of it. So next time we'll talk about that building that network process. But today we're just talking about just setting that goal so that it can be very quick for that. So another thing on my vision board I could share is let's see. I said I have made 10,000 monthly in revenue. So my goal is 120,000 K in revenue. So, and I broke it down that would mean that I would have to make 10K a month. I mean, I would have to make 2,300, a little bit and some change per week, and that's 328 per day. So I'm thinking, okay, so this is like, okay, break it down in bite-sized pieces of what I would need to do. So that will help me when I'm pricing my programs and when I'm pricing my stuff. Okay, what can I offer that I have that will lead me to attain that goal? Right. So, and there's different ones. There's some stuff that's going through passive income. There's some stuff that going through products, some services, some classes, some training. I'm about to start a new boot camp at the end of this month. So I'm about to little by little dripping out. So I've been dripping out, getting people on the mailing list. So the boot camp is focusing on creating your own school program or your own programs that will benefit and that will service the school. So it's not only just for schools, but it is like children related, youth related. So you're creating your own youth programs. And I walk you through the process from beginning to end, right? And then by the time you graduate, you should have a document in your hands that you have completed your program, that is ready to go, ready for you to pitch, ready for you to pitch it to the schools, because now is a good time to have it prepared so you're able to have it ready for the summer, for that summer rush, for that new school year. So you're able to, because lots of training goes on that time. So that's one thing. So you have to make a goal and make sure that bite size of how you're going to do it. One of my other goals, I'm going to share one more. So I have, let's see, click for this one. Okay, produce and publish 23 episode of my new podcast. So, a lot of these things cost hand in hand, and I have a deadline to do that. So I would like to produce and publish. Well, not publish. Publishing will be by the end of the year, but all of that within that goal, all the recordings, I would like to have them done by Q2, so that they'll be already set. And then they'll be scheduled to be published for that year. So, sorry, my son is about to come in for that year. So the latest, Adams. So the latest that it can be, sorry about that, this is mom life when they're home. The latest that I would like to have recording done is in Q3, because I would like to take a break Q4. So this is why I would like to have everything done by Q2. So I am able to edit everything by Q3 that's left over and have them publishing. So the first episode is set to go out in February. Because I'm doing some recording now. So that means that this month I need to have at least 2 recording or 3 recordings done for this month. And I am on track with that goal. Right. So I have recordings already scheduled, blocked out to be done in this month for that podcast. So when that goal did not begin January 1st, I started planning this since August of what I want to do for this year. So, by the time you come to Q3, this is really a good time as an entrepreneur to start reevaluating your goals, what you're on track to do, and what you need to reevaluate and move on to see how you can change it and modify for 2024. So you want to be ahead of the game. You don't want to wait until it starts. So if you're doing your goal now, I know you might think you're late. It's not, you're on your own race. You're not rushing the race. You're doing it according to your timeline. But just to know that as you get a pace, a rhythm, you want to be ahead of the game. Like right now, if you look at the stores, when you go to the stores, they've been selling stuff for Valentine's Day before Christmas. So, they're considering Valentine's Day coming up. The next holiday will be probably St. Patrick's Day, Easter, all the different stuff. So you have to look ahead of those things of what is coming out for that. You want to have your Black Friday goals set for by the summer. So you have it already set and done, because people already start doing Black Friday, that Christmas in July, all the different stuff that you want to think about all of these things already. So it's, as an entrepreneur, it's a lot, but it starts by setting your goals. Once you set your goals, you're able to track them down and be able to continue with them. So usually my whole plan with the Lunch and Learn is to have people on. So the first section I teach and I talk. The second section I have questions and I answer questions, but I don't see anybody on, but that's okay. If you watch the replay, please put the comments and we will respond to them afterwards. I'm sure about it. But I do want to share and connect, share an exercise I want you guys to walk through. And my coach had me do this. So it's like a self-discovery question, self-discovery quiz. And I'm going to share the questions and you can pause the video and answer it for yourself. So the first one is, I wouldn't do the freshman one. So what do I want to achieve this year? So these are one of the questions you can ask yourself, okay, what do I want to achieve this year? What's some major big goals that you want to achieve this year? And the second one, I probably can answer this question. I'll answer it afterwards. I'll let you guys answer that question for yourself, I guess. What is holding you back from going after the life you want? I probably should answer these questions while I go. So one thing I want to achieve this year, I want to achieve freedom. Freedom and confidence in my businesses, in my nonprofit, where they're self-sufficient, where that I'm not worried about where the money's coming from, and I don't have to go back to a 9-to-5, right? That's the goal. And my major thing I want to achieve is I would love to have a building where I can do my networking event, just like another building that's out of the house, where I can do the creative things I want to do. So that's one of my biggest goals that I want to achieve this year, have a building. What's holding me back from going what I want? Somebody is fear. Fear of failure, sometimes, fear of not doing it correctly or doing it wrong. And what I've learned, and from one of my biggest things that I've learned in the past 2 years since I've been on this journey of entrepreneurship, full-time entrepreneurship, is that it's okay to do it. It's okay to have fear and do it afraid. So just do it afraid. So I've been doing this afraid, and that's been helping me. I don't know if this is on. This is the right way. All right. And the second thing that next is another question. Third question says, what are 5 things that makes you happy? Me, 5. I must list about a few, but what makes me happy is my family, painting, going to the beach and in the morning and seeing the sunrise or the sunset, taking pictures. I'm a creative. That makes me happy. And reading, being around friends and family, those are things that makes me happy. Meeting new people, pushing myself, learning makes me happy. I list more than 5, but out of that, you can list a couple of things that makes you happy. And it says, next question will be, how do I describe myself? How would you describe yourself to someone who don't know you? Right? Would you describe yourself? So I am a caring person. I am fun. I'm a introvert extrovert where, I'm an introvert with extrovert qualities. I'm a creative. And the more you get to know me, the more I talk with you, the more you see that I know. And I have a lot of research. I'm willing to share. I'm willing to inspire people to move forward in their dreams, in their purpose. All right. And it says, what are 5 things that you want to do this year? Because there's 5 things I want to do this year. So 5 things I want to do. I want to travel more. I want to make I want to expand my network. I would love, and connections. Work on myself. Like, I want to be able to walk on my own and not worry about what everybody say, because sometimes that imposter syndrome will come and you're worried about what other people are saying, and you just need to trust yourself. I want to be able to trust the process. I want to be able to have vacation with my family. And so you're going through these questions and what are things that you want to do? Those are things that you can think about, okay, and you can add to your goal. So once you look at that and you go back and reflect it, you can see, how does my goal tie into that? Because sometimes you do a list of goals and they don't tie in to what you really want to do. So you want to do that. And remember, do it afraid. And then you want to write down 5 positive affirmation about yourself. My coach gave us one that we have, that I am the secret sauce. And this is like on my vision board. My next step is I have this mirror that is out of its frame. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm going to put on there that I am the secret sauce. So when I wake up, when I see it, I can say, but I know that you can put, like, I am powerful. I am worth it. I am able to achieve what I set my mind to achieve. One resource that I would love to share with you guys today that you can use to build yourself is Think It Up. Think Up. Think Up is an app on your phone where you can record yourself saying your affirmation. And if you don't know what to say, it provides some affirmation for you. I have a video that I posted, I think 2 weeks ago, like 5 affirmations that entrepreneurs should be saying over themselves. Maybe I can create another one and just post it again, so you can start create. So I'll post it again so you can have other word that you have. But for me, I love having things that inspire me. Like on my wall right now, I'm watching you guys. I have a frame here that says think happy. I have one that says trust with butterflies. They all have butterfly. I love butterflies. This is my butterfly on my logo. And one says imagine, one says inspire, one said you be you. So I have a lot of different quotes on here from different people that inspire me. I remember one season that I was going through and I was having that negative mindset. And then it said, instead of complaining of what you have to do, you start to change your vocabulary and said, I get to, and then you put ... I get to work on my passion and talk to people and inspire them, even though it's a long, sometimes it can be long hours, and I'm working through the process. Those things you get to do. I get to wake up in the morning early and be able to sit quietly on my own. So you have to, instead of thinking, oh, the negative mindset, just see, what you can do. Even if you have to go to work and you don't want to go where I get to go to inspire someone and be able to have that income to provide, so I can spend more time, so I can think on my passion, and see how I can not do things, So there's different ways you can look at it that way. So as we're closing up, I'm not going to stay the whole time. I wanted to, if you have any questions about that, we just focus on goal setting today. I know this is our first one. Our next one will be on the 18th. We'll be live on YouTube. I think I like the YouTube live. Instagram, it might be on or off depending, because I would like to, either way. So it might be on both. But when I do training, if I do share the screen, it'll be better to just have it where you can see the platform. So for those who on Instagram, if you want to see it, I might just do it where I go on Restream, and probably will do that, and do it live on YouTube and Facebook on our platforms. It's just like I have multiple platforms and I'm trying to keep it to certain ones. So I'm really trying to figure out what will be the best platform to do it. I'll probably just keep it on the business end of it and just reshare it on the other sites. So you are able to just go one direction. Enilram Creative on, Solutions, you'll look for it on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube. And if you're not following us, follow us on YouTube. So it will definitely be on YouTube, most likely, and it will definitely be on YouTube. So if you want to continue to follow us on that, you could. If you are a military spouse and you would like to be a part of our MilConnect group, join us on a MilConnect group. We do the Lunch and Learns training twice a month. We also have a group on the portal on the website. I'm still trying to see if that's the best way. I'm gonna do, so we do have that in the portal, and then we'll have one in Facebook. I didn't want to create another Facebook group because there's a lot of Facebook groups. This is why I'm going to keep it on the website. But whichever one that works the best, I will do it. I was looking at a message that I got on there. So whichever one that works the best for connecting and communicating, that we got. I think the one on the website can work. Is just trying to navigate through it because it's a new platform that can work, but I want to make sure that it's accessible to everybody. So the MilConnect group, I'll open one on Facebook for that. I would prefer to use Discord, but not everybody have Discord. But we will see how that works that way, so we can able to have this conversation keep on going on each and every time. I don't want to put more platforms on there. It could be too much to be all over the place. I start to do one well, and then expand, right? So I hope you have a great day. I hope that the training that I did on goal setting was very helpful. Next time we're going to be talking about networking. Every day, if you do want to hear more, I'm going live each evening this month on my personal page, so Coach Marline Paul, and talking about different things in a business end. So this is just like trying to get different platform engaged. So if you want to learn more, follow me on those different platforms. I probably, I'll put I'll put the digital business card in the captions so you're able to connect with us. All right. All right. So for those who missed it and you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay and subscribe. If you, are able to join us, join the other one. So we have them scheduled for the whole Q1. So it's twice a month. So all Q1 is scheduled. If the time change is because our switched up a little bit because there was something else, conflict of interest, but there should not be any conflict right now because my calendar is kind of set. So I hope that I will see you guys and we'll have more of a dialogue. So sometime I'll come on with other people and we're having a different conversation about different things. So just join us on there next time. I'm hoping to see if I can get someone on that we can have a conversation, talk about it. And if you have any questions, you could share it and you are able to share it on networking, on whatever we talked about in the past. Okay. All right. Have a great day and be blessed. And I will see you guys next time. Join us if you have the opportunity, and please subscribe to our